pick. Plus, we have actor Morris Chestnut in studio with us. That should be fun. Undisputed coming up next. Jenna, back to you.
All right, Jenny, thanks. Look forward to it. Time for us to go viral. So over the weekend, Ezekiel Elliott was among the many guests at Broncos defensive end Von Miller's annual Von Miller Day. It's a coincidence that that's what it was called. And the folks over at TMZ Sports, they don't miss a thing. Check out this zoomed-in picture. A new leg tattoo for Zeke, of Zeke. It was originally drawn by Ohio State design director Samuel Silverman, who said Zeke has no pupils because he's in Zeke mode.
All right, getting your own face tattooed on you is a bold move. Can we zoom in on this a bit? Getting your own face tattooed on you that appears to be, like, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, White Walker Ezekiel Elliott, with no pupils, like, even crazier hair than usual. I don't know how well this tattoo is going to age, see. That's my concern.
No, I mean, what do I do with my driver's license and passport?
you just reel up, you leave your ID at home, you're like, hold on.
I mean, my goodness, like,
Now, look, I don't know much about tattoos.
But I'm excited to hear where this goes.
Shouldn't that leg have been shaved before they put the tattoo on?
Okay, so Jenna, I know this will shock you.
Photoshop?
It was shaved. Hair has since grows back.
Oh, I was under the impression this just happened. That he just got a tattoo.
I think they just picked it up.
We
when
just
they saw
found
him
out
shorts
about
it.
when he was there
Okay.
with the
Von Miller did not tattoo him at Von Miller Day.
I'm so glad that because before y'all started, I thought y'all was going Von Miller had a tattoo of him. I was like, yo, what's going on here? But
all right, so we were all wrong. So,
what's more self-indulgent, having a day named after yourself and inviting people to come celebrate it, a la Von Miller, or just getting your face tattooed on your own calf? Tomato, tomato.
That is true. Back to the NBA. For the first time since 2001, the Milwaukee Bucks have advanced in the playoffs. They finished up the sweep of the Pistons last night with a 127-104 win. Giannis Antetokounmpo put on a clinic 41 points, his playoff career high, 9 rebounds, 4 block shots. Bucks are moving on. They'll face the Boston Celtics now in round 2. Here is Giannis after the game.
Just to win our first playoff series with this group right here, it's unbelievable. I think we played great basketball. We stuck together the whole series. Even though when we faced adversity and they were up, they were taking leads, if we wasn't playing our best, I think we were able to, just keep fighting, keep pushing as a group, and it feels good to win our first playoff series together.
All right, CC, let's look ahead now. Bucks and Celtics, both teams coming off first-round sweeps. How do these two match up with each other?
well, even if you're a Boston Celtics fan, this is not the team that you want to be able to see, because if you look at it, I believe Boston's going to have a hard time defending the perimeter offense that the Bucks have. When you watch the Bucks closely, you realize they shoot more three-pointers than everyone in basketball. Like, it's unbelievable. Well, how does Giannis lead the NBA in the most dunks unassisted since Shaq? How do those two things exist? So their system and how they play with Boston, they don't have any rim protection, and without their overall best defender being out in the playoffs, this is going to be a problem. I don't see them making this a good series unless Kyrie Irving is spectacular, and they have no matchup for Giannis. Now, they would try to do a LeBron-ish type thing. They would try to throw a lot of bodies at him, but the thing that Milwaukee has, because their roster, Brook Lopez, 65% of the shots that he shoots are from the three-point line. So you can't double team him. You can't lay off of Bledsoe. You can't lay off of Middleton. So this is going to be a problem for Boston. This is going to be a challenge. Outside of LeBron James, I think this is the biggest challenge that they face, and this is a deeper roster than typically LeBron. Now, LeBron did have Kyrie, and Giannis didn't have a Kyrie, but when you look down to the top 9 players, I would say, man, this is as good a team as we have seen in the East and since LeBron's Miami days.
Since LeBron's Miami days. Yeah. America's about to get to know who the Milwaukee Bucks are, which is a great basketball team with an excellent head coach and right now the best player in the league. as their star player. Giannis last night, by the way, just a little aside, nobody in the history of the NBA playoffs has ever scored more points than Giannis did last night in fewer minutes. 41 points in 32 minutes, if that'll do anything for you. Detroit, if you weren't watching last night, you see the score, oh, another big 20-plus point win for Milwaukee. Detroit was up 4 midway through the third, and Milwaukee went on a 45-10 run. Boston is a fine team who's had a disappointing regular season, who just came off a great series sweep. They're about to run into a great basketball team. Milwaukee was the 8th team in NBA history this year to have at least 45 double-digit wins in a season. The other 7 teams didn't just go to the finals, they all won the title.
Wow.
They have been beating the brakes off people all year long. And so now Boston, they need Kyrie to play great. And they need Tatum to maintain where he was in the first round, where Tatum was outstanding. And they need Gordon Hayward to play better than he's played at any point all year. And they need Horford to snap out of his little shooting funk he was in Game 4. They need all of it just to have more than a puncher's chance. This is what you get, Boston, for being the 4 seed. If you're the 2 or the 3 seed,
you've been saying that.
You get to wait.
Yep.
Nobody wanted Milwaukee. As confident as Golden State is, Golden State isn't going to be thrilled about playing Milwaukee, because what everybody has in common in the NBA this year is nobody has an answer for number 34. No. He's doing what he's doing in unlimited minutes, averaging fewer than 33 minutes per game. And even though this was the point you made, C, that I think people need to recognize, even though their best player can't shoot threes, they're a great three-point shooting team.
Yes.
And even though they allow the opposition to shoot a bunch of threes, they're the #1 defense in basketball. And they might get Malcolm Brogdon back. I think this series, I think Milwaukee wins the first 2. Boston gets one of the games at home, and Milwaukee closes them out in 5. It would be impressive for Boston if they could get this to 6 or 7 games.
Clearly the case in this is going to be, how do you not stop but slow down Giannis? But make a case for Boston for me. Make a case for the Celtics having the coaching and the experience, and maybe somehow a switch to be flipped, that this could be the team that we all thought they were at the beginning of the season, that they could hang with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Man, this is going to be hard to do. It's going to take a 4-leaf clover. It's going to take a guest appearance by the.
Well, they're going to have to do what you said yesterday they would have to do if they were going to do it. They would have to win one of the first 2 games at home.
Absolutely.
They have to steal home court, because you can't be in a spot where you're down 0-2, which means you then have to beat this team 4 out of 5 times. So they have to find a way to jump on Milwaukee one of those first 2 games.
And Milwaukee has not shown, because their arena is brand new, but they just don't have the reputation of that's a building that you can't win in. But they're getting ready to establish it this offseason. And they're going to send the message, I believe, in those first 2 games. But the Celtics, you can't go behind 0-2 and expect to be able to come back. Especially now, that's when you have the best player becomes really important. But I just think Milwaukee, they've been too consistent. And as Nick points out, man, just don't look at the numbers. Look at how they've blown people out. That is the sign of an NBA champion. So do I think Coach Bud is any less of a coach than Brad Stevens? I mean, just a little bit. But he's had teams win 60 games and then get demolished in the offseason. The biggest transition that Milwaukee made from last year to this year was not their offense, was not their defense, was not they moved into a new arena. Wasn't it Giannis got a little 15-foot jumper? It was the coaching, Nick.
Yeah, it was last year I was so frustrated because I had said a few years ago, I was asked, when LeBron's done being the best player in the world, who do you think is going to be the best player? And the question, it was posed to me as Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, this is before Durant was on his team, or Anthony Davis was the young guy that was included in it. And I said, the kid in Milwaukee, Giannis. And I thought last year he was being shackled and held back by incompetent coaching. This year they got not just competent, but really good coaching, and he got better. But the biggest evolution isn't Giannis's improvement. It's deploying him the right way.
Yes.
Milwaukee is now 64-22 on the year, if you include the regular season and with the playoffs. 49 of those wins are by double digits. So they've only had 15 wins by single digits. Oh, what are they doing against the best teams in basketball? Show them.
Yes.
This is what Milwaukee's been against all the best teams in the league. top 3 seeds in each conference, you know, excluding themselves, they have a winning record against all of them. They can the Warriors they split with. They don't have a losing record against anybody. And so to me, the Western bracket is going to be about the Rockets-Warriors series, which we're getting in round 2.
Yep.
The Eastern bracket, in my eyes, is going to be about the coronation of Giannis. I think it will be a wild disappointment if they don't make the finals. And for Boston, their drama throughout the regular season is why they have to play them now. And this is now where you remember that game a few weeks ago in Philly or against Philly, where all of a sudden if they win, they have the tiebreaker and they could get to the 3 line. That now matters because you wouldn't be playing Milwaukee
and
right
now. Giannis, you believe, is not trying to temporarily hold the title as the greatest player. You believe that he might be able to keep it.
If he gets to the NBA Finals, then even me, with LeBron coming back healthy next year, Giannis will go into next season as the best player in basketball. That's the step he's supposed to take, and the step that I think he's in the process of taking.
All right, let's go to the NFL now. We're talking Giants. In an interview over the weekend, GM Dave Gettleman said the team no longer had a culture problem. Many thought this was a shot at Odell Beckham, including someone who tweeted at Odell, calling him a locker room cancer, to which Odell responded, "Ask any one of my teammates who I was as a teammate and a man and a person. Yes, I'm cancer to a place. That's okay with losing because I want to win that bad. You're absolutely correct." Odell responded to another fan, quoting Dave Gettleman, "We didn't sign him to trade him. You don't get married to get a divorce. I tried my best. The situation I had been in since I got there never changed. We were still losing, period. Money doesn't bring happiness, brother. Remember that." He then added, "What you don't understand, I've never been in a place so happy in my life. My soul, my spirit is at an all-time high. Say what you want. There is no bringing me down, period." See, what was your reaction to everything OBJ tweeted?
I like the fact that OBJ responded, and I don't always believe that responding as a person that's involved in sports, or if you're a celebrity, that responding is the right way, because I think Odell's at a different place. When I first met Odell, when he came into the league, he was a different person. He would admit that. When he made the one-handed catch against the Cowboys, his life turned upside down. His world changed, his family's world changed, and people's perception of him changed. And subsequently after that, the trip to Miami and some other things, the Instagram model. Odell is as happy as I've ever communicated with him, and I've communicated with him at several stages along the way. So I like the fact that regardless of what the people said, he's to the fact it's not going to get me down. And I know he's happy. He's happy with the Browns not playing a snap. Now, they haven't lost a game, and does that play a role in that? But I just believe sometimes in life you realize that, wow, I'm at peace with who I am and what I'm doing. And I believe that Odell finally has that after several years of torment. Who I'm going to be, am I going to be a leader, my image off the field, trying to be one of the highest paid and trying to force the Giants to pay him.
And how can I win?
Yeah, and
how can the team win?
No, and that's the thing about Odell, is if you know him, and sometime all the stuff on the sideline, you'd be like, well, what does that have to do with winning? Well, myself included, there are a bunch of us that are not good at losing. And I don't know why God decided to give us all this talent, but we have to work out that part. Because when you're in pro sports, you are going to lose. And Odell, myself, and a lot of others, how we dealt with that, it becomes an issue, and it's a maturity thing, accepting that ugly part of the business. It's like doing interviews after games where you didn't play well, or you start to accept it, and you start to understand that this is all part of me being successful. So I'm very comfortable where he is. I'm comfortable with the things that he said, and I know too many Giants coaches and his teammates that I know that he's not a cancer. I don't like the fact that they would associate that word with OBJ.
I think we have to be very careful in the media of not conflating distraction and cancer. Because sometimes a cancer is a distraction, but all distractions are not a cancer. Odell, with for example, the Lil Wayne interview, that no question was a distraction, an unnecessary distraction. Now, Odell would tell you, hey, man, I could have killed Eli. And instead I said, I don't know, when I really did know. Like, but still, it was unnecessary. It was at a point in the season where people thought you were beyond that. That was a distraction. But a team cancer is a guy who's going behind people's back, who is going to other players and saying, man, this guy stinks. This coach should be out of here.
Leaking stuff to the media.
Right. A team cancer is a guy who, especially once he gets paid, is now above hanging out with the other guys.
Yep.
It changes who he is relationship-wise. That's never been Odell. And that's why Dave Gettleman, with this very, I thought, you know, smirk-laden interview where he's like, oh, we used to have a culture problem, but not anymore. It's a shot out the door that is unnecessary. It's a shot out the door similar to when Magic Johnson traded away D'Angelo Russell, and they didn't need to dance on it saying, we need a little more maturity. He's already gone. Let him,